the idea.
That was good. That was very, very good.
Pieces like that with your beautiful art.
You mean like this beautiful art?
Cheeseburger in paradise.
Had to put my boy Tahuti Miles in there.
Mark.
Yo, I love Tahuti Miles, bro. Ooh. I have wings, bro. I've been eating this carrots. Oh my god, you guys see the title of the stream?
The title?
Oh, you might have to go on Twitch or YouTube to see it. No, I forgot what it said. Hold on. It says Heat Check Live, September 8th, 2022. AEW Wildness, NFL predictions. And is this a real stream? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Ha ha. Yo, NBA 2K drops in a couple hours. Woo! Can't wait to stay up to like 3 a.m. and play it and be miserable at work tomorrow.
This is going to be like the first time I don't get it at 12 a.m. since like 2014.
Oh, you didn't order for PS4 either?
No, because I'm not going to buy it on PS4 if I'm going to buy it on an Xbox. That's my dilemma.
Nah, that's fair. So you're just waiting to see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm debating. I'm still in the debate with myself.
Hey, I mean, me personally, I'd love to have you on Xbox. I need some friends to play with, but I also understand not wanting to spend the money if you can just play it on PS4. I'm all for that too. So far, my experience with the Xbox Series S, though, very good.
Very nice.
And Peacock actually works on it, unlike the PS4, so I can actually watch pay-per-views on TV. Also, Madden's been a pleasant surprise. It's been fun. Which shouldn't be a pleasant surprise. But unfortunately it is. I played Fortnite for the first time in like 4 years because it was the only like free game that would download fast on Xbox. And never in my life have I ever gotten a solo victory royale. But to show you how cheese Goku's Kamehameha is in the game, my very first game I played, I got a solo victory royale.
Hell yeah.
Because the Kamehameha is like a one-hit KO. It's actually kind of gross.
Sorry, I'm adding return yards to our leagues.
Oh, hi, Abby. What's up? This is your first time seeing a heat check. I don't think we've done a heat check since we started dating. Yeah, I'm eating wings and we're going live.
Yeah. You eat that wing, boy.
Abby mentioned Buffalo Wild Wings, and I just ordered a cow. Craving them now. Yeah, big paws too.
I don't think. 1 second.
Good over there, bro.
Yeah, because I don't need a bunch of. This is the problem of being a commissioner of a fantasy football league. Got 8 people asking you for different shit.
Am I the only one not asking for anything today?
I've had like 3 people ask about return yards because we had return yards last year. Yeah, update your point a half point per 10 return yards.
I do like this ESPN league for one reason. Not that it matters at all, but it's nice that they have the final standings projection.
No, I like the ESPN app. So like, and I hate Yahoo rankings. That's primarily why I wanted to do ESPN.
I'm currently projected to finish second in our league, which would be great. Played Zeus this week.
Good luck.
I had. I don't know if I should even discuss this with you at all, but who you have? Not that I want any trades yet, but who's on your? I never really give a full look at your team. Just kind of skimmed it.
I forgot who was on my team.
I had a real good draft, in my opinion.
I think my team's top heavy from what I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was. I'm looking at it right now. You had a good team though. Do I have anyone playing tonight? What's tonight? Bills, Rams?
Yeah.
Yep.
I already got a parlay out, baby. We back. I haven't bet in months. It's my
I only have a kicker playing tonight. I have the Rams kicker, Matt Gay. Sunday's gonna be my day. Sundays were all.
Who's in the chat calling tonight a sexy beast?
That's my girlfriend calling me a sexy beast.
I know. That's why I said that.
Sinai,
real quick.
No. So Sinai scratched his neck like that because Sinai almost got killed on CFG the other night because Abby put something in the chat and Sinai goes, "Abby, what's good?" And I said, "Sinai, that's my girl." And he goes, "Oh."
It's a bit that I do that did not go over well that day.
I also just don't think you knew who that was at first.
So Night's moving different. Damn.
No, he's not.
Damn.
No, he's not.
He's Mr. CEO girl.
Sinai legit got scared, and because I went to use the bathroom, and Sinai got scared thinking I left to go to his house.
Yeah. I was like, he's driving.
How are we gonna do this intro? Yo, what's up, Dar?
Welcome back.
Gotta love the CFG regulars coming over to the heat check. Love you guys. We're gonna start the show in like 2 minutes. I need one more slice of the za. More slice of the za.
You have pizza and Buffalo Wild Wings?
Pizza from Buffalo Wild Wings.
What the fuck?
Yeah, pizza now.
That's what I said.
It's kind of stupid.
It's fire.
I want that sauce, that saucy sandwich. That's what I want to try.
We were just talking about the fucking how to.
Did you try Sauce Gardner sauce yet?
I know what you were talking about. I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Sauce Gardner sauce.
I low-key want it. It's on the medium category, and usually I can't really pull myself to trying something medium if it's too spicy or, like Abby says, apparently kind of trash.
I don't know if it's talking about the pizza or the sauce, but
I mean, either way, I feel like she's talking about the pizza low-key.
Probably, but
I don't know. Let me see if there's any reviews of the saucy sauce.
So the one I read said it was like a smoky, sweet, spicy barbecue sauce. Chat, welcome to my mukbang. That's the point of a flatbread pizza, Abby.
All right, this football season,
come on, babe.
Everything's better with sauce. For a limited time, try Sauce Gardner's sauce, a smoky, sweet, and spicy barbecue sauce inspired by the rookie Sauce Gardner. So it's a spicy barbecue sauce. Then
is that his name?
Sauce Gardner. Yeah, Sauce
his
Gardner.
nickname is Sauce.
Oh man.
Sauce Gardner, sauce. No,
damn, as I read Abby's comment, you fucking chomped that pizza like a chip. That sounded like a bag of Lay's. Like, what's happening?
It's crispy. It's a flatbread.
I hate pizza like that. Oh.
Your commercial voice. Good commercial voice.
Thank you. I try.
All right, chat. We're gonna start the show. We'll see you in a second.
This is Heat Check Live. Time to play the game! Triple H is the man in charge and running the stories. It's a great day on the internet, ladies and gentlemen.
I would like to see Triple H address the fan base.
The secret sauce of WWE is our fans. The secret sauce of WWE is all of you.
It's going to be some new, it's going to be some shakeup. There's going to be people that you never saw before.
Hopefully now, the time to make that move is now, and what we decided to do was pull back on what we were doing so that we could advance to the next level.
There's going to be people that were on top that are going to have to fight to stay there.
This is Heat Check Live.
Oh, wait, we get applause. Hold on. I can do this.
Oh, damn it.
I didn't actually freeze. Fuck you.
Fuck.
Do I have an applause sound effect? Oh, hold on. Let's hit the clap. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hey, we back. We back. We back. Hey, we back. Hey, we back. It's been so long I forgot how to do this.
Yep.
What's going on, people of the internet? It's your boys, the Heat Check. And we are back at it like a bad habit. If you want something, you got to go grab it. You two are in the wrong spot. There we go. I am your esteemed host, one of the three hosts, your boy, Saucy Hossy, Leonardo No Caprio, the man with the gift of gab and the gift of jab. And I got a mic say before, hey, how you doing? Snack Talker Skywalker, the big hoss, Austin. What's good, y'all? We back. I'm joined by my co-hosts. First and foremost, we got the man with the best beard in the business. Oh, Maron, the man with the best gabagool. The Don of the Heat Check, Senshi.
Don Centuliano back in
Don
business. How you doing?
Centuliano.
How you
Yes,
doing?
sir. How you doing? And down there, we got the host with the most, Shaq Daddy Diesel Cool, Mojo Jojo, Josiah.
How
What's
you,
good, man?
how you doing?
Oh.
How you doing?
How you
Oh,
doing?
Maron, how you
Oh,
doing?
my, my cock is gone.
They chopped it off.
They chopped it dick off.
I feel like it's been like months since you've done one of these. How y'all been?
I mean, I have seen you in person
Yeah.
many times.
No, we've
so-
seen each other, but like the chat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most of the chat have also seen us in person. But for the people listening and watching at home who haven't seen the Heat Check in probably about the 2 months we haven't been online, how are y'all doing?
I'm chilling. You know, I've been busting ass at work. You know, I'm trying to learn how to make these production pieces, which is part of our intro there. My little quick little shot at making a little production piece there. But yeah, but just working, man. Lots of work.
Ceci, how you been?
It was chilling, you know. Still out here. Back in school like a nerd. But you know,
Fucking
it's
nerd.
all right. Yeah.
You're a laggy nerd right now too.
The worst.
The worst. Robo Senshi. Well, chat, we're back. Don't ask why we've been gone because we really have no good answer besides we've been busy. But we're back. Hopefully, gonna have a good, consistent schedule going forward. Probably not gonna be Thursdays. I just found a Thursday where we all happen to be free for once. But we're back on the grind. So Sai doing his thing, Sinai doing his thing. I'm doing mine. You know, my busy season's almost over at work, so we back and we missed y'all. But today, we got some topics to talk about. First and foremost, the NFL season kicks off tonight. Praise the Lord. Football's back. And we're going to make our week 1 early playoff predictions. Then, a lot has happened in the WWE since our last stream. The last time we were live, I went on a rant about how bad WWE sucks. And here we are. Daddy H is in charge. And then, got a little trouble in paradise in AEW. Little trouble in paradise. But first, since you had the Triple H Q in, let's talk about the double E. Now, if you saw this graphic about a month and a half ago, you would think this is somebody's weird like fan fed where they just booked random people. But no, this is the current WWE roster as of today, September 8th. Since the last time we have gone live, Vince McMahon was indicted with multiple, well, not indicted, but like he was caught in multiple acts of, what's the right word? I don't know the right word to use in this. I can't say the R word.
It's not. It's. I wouldn't necessarily say it's. There might be some sexual misconduct in there.
Sexual misconduct, sexual harassment.
A lot of these stories, half of them seem, like the typical sexual harassment misconduct, but half of them seem platonic, and they dated him and they wanted her to keep her mouth shut. I think it goes both ways. I think there's some platonic, some not platonic. Some what's the word? Where you get permission. I don't know why that
consensual.
word. Consensual. Yes, yeah. Consensual. I think some of them were consensual, some of them weren't. It's hard. He said, she said. It's hard to get into that, but he is accused of, and I think actually at this point proven of, giving over $20 million to $30 million in non-disclosure payments and hush money, and where's this money coming?
Money, yeah.
And where's this money coming from? And that's the real question.
Well, the rumor on the block is that it was at first they found he was using a lot of his own personal money, which wouldn't have been bad. Well, it's still bad, but wouldn't have been as bad of what he actually got accused of, and that's using company money towards these payments. But because of this, let me get the timeline here because I don't remember. Let's see, Vince McMahon. So, on July 23rd, it was announced that Vince McMahon was retiring as the chairman of the WWE. Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan were then named the co-CEOs of the company, and one Paul Levesque was named the head of talent relations because John Laurinaitis was also fired in this whole scandal. Then Triple H was boosted up to head of creative. He just got some other promotion last week. I forgot what it was called, but he's basically doing like 6 people's jobs in one. He's head of live events, head of creative, head of talent relations, and head of like social media and digital media. But in this, Daddy H has presented us with a lot of changes to the landscape of the WWE and has given us very compelling and very good television for the last 2 months. I don't think there has been a single bad episode of Raw or SmackDown in the last 2 months since SummerSlam. He has brought back numerous names, including Hit Row, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, Johnny Gargano, and Braun Strowman, just to name a few that came back. There were more. But also made changes such as giving some people their first names back. Tommaso Ciampa is Tommaso Ciampa again. Same with Austin Theory and Matt Riddle. And he's added a little edginess to TV, and TV's been good. And everything was good. And Clash of the Castle was probably the best pay-per-view of the weekend, even without the AEW scandal stuff we're going to talk about later. But, yeah, WWE's been good. He's elevated the Intercontinental and U.S. titles, which is needed with Roman Reigns being off TV basically every week. He has written very compelling storylines that run through. Honestly, Raws have been feeling kind of like Attitude Era Raws in the sense that there's like 3 main storylines going on, and they all string throughout the entire show. And it's kind of a nice change of pace to have. And in a weird twist of fate, here we are in September 2022, and it seems like WWE is in a million times better position than All Elite Wrestling. Yeah, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on the new era of WWE, and are you guys are you cool with everything Triple H has done? Are you looking forward to future WWE? Do you think there's going to be a crash landing sometime soon? What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, I think, in like the 3 years we've been doing this show, I think this is a scenario we prayed for about 100, 300,000 million times. So, to really like how much we hypothesized the situation and really broke down what we think could happen if, in fact, Triple H was in charge of creative, and now he's even been promoted to a higher position than that in the past couple days. So I think personally, like you said before, even I've been watching Raw and SmackDown replays, and I couldn't even tell you the last time I watched Raw and SmackDown. He's brought a buzz back to the mainstream wrestling that's been missing for a long time. I think everyone was just like in a plateau period with what Vince had going on. Like, I think we all knew how he was going to book, and we all knew we were kind of trapped. But I think with this move of Triple H now being in charge, that adds the natural like interest of, oh, that's new. Like, what's next? I want to see what he could do. And I told you that the day he took head of creative, I said, let's give him some time to hit this reset button, and we could reevaluate. And so far, even with what has it been, 2 months, 3 months, he's made a drastic change to the story arc of some of these matches, where I'm like, oh, maybe he doesn't need as much time as I thought. And now we're sitting here saying, all right, when Cody Rhodes comes back and wins this Royal Rumble, because we all know it's happening, that's when the game begins. Like, that's when the game begins in terms of what the real landscape of this locker room is about to be. Because we all know it's Roman, but I'm honestly unsure who else is coming to the table outside of Cody. I think we all have, certain guys in our minds that we like more than others. But I think that's going to be the most interesting part of this era, is who's going to compete with Roman and eventually take the baton, because obviously the part-time stuff with Roman's already a red flag. So that's what I'm most interested in, this entire move with Triple H.
I'm going to let Sinai go, but there is a big name that they've all but confirmed after Clash of the Castle. But we'll get to that. Sinai, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I wasn't a big fan. I think, like, as we all were, with the direction Vince's WWE was going with both where it was going on screen and off. Didn't like the booking, didn't like what they were doing, firing everyone, changing the whole landscape. And ever since Triple H took over, it's been a complete 180, and I've been loving it. I loved Black and Gold NXT, which he was primarily responsible for. And I like seeing all the different talent coming back, getting their chance, getting their shots. So, yeah, I'm excited for what lies ahead.
So, you talk about Roman Reigns, and I think Cody Rhodes is a good alternative, but the way they've been talking on commentary and the way they've been Triple H's been going around interviews about it, it seems like they've all but confirmed that Roman Reigns is facing The Rock. And the reason I say this is that Clash of the Castle, Solo Sikoa, joined the bloodline, so we're getting more people added to that from the family. He's, of course, the Uso's brother. And Corey Graves said a commentary line during Roman's match after he won, where he said that the great ones always rise to the occasion, and Roman Reigns is, in fact, the great one. And I think they're just kind of dropping a lot of hints that it's going to be a thing. When he was asked about, Triple H had an interview the other day where he was asked about, like, Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt and people coming in and Gargano and Bad Bunny and shit like that. And when they brought up The Rock, Triple H didn't say The Rock's not coming. He didn't say he was coming, but he did say that, obviously, he said The Rock's schedule was always hard to work around, but The Rock is going to be back one day, and when he comes back, the fans are going to be happy. But, yeah, I agree with you guys on a lot of stuff. I think that we're headed in a good direction here. I mean, Triple H is a guy who he loves wrestling, and he's made it very clear already in his takeover. I mean, he's letting everybody say wrestling on sports entertainment's not a thing anymore. In this new era, it is no longer sports entertainment, and they shit on sports entertainment on TV a few weeks ago when Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens had a promo, and Drew was like, "We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring, so let's freaking wrestle." But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of nice. Raw kind of gives off NXT black and gold vibes to me. SmackDown has still been pretty good, even with it not having as good a roster as Raw does. I shiver at the fact that Braun Strowman looks to be heading into a feud of Roman Reigns, but it also looks like Kevin Owens is heading into a feud of Roman Reigns.
Which
that gives me a little hope, because it looks like they're kind of building into Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, which is going to lead into, hopefully, fingers crossed, Kevin and the babyface Sami Zayn taking on the Usos. I think that'll be a banger, especially if Sami Zayn gets his old theme song back, because fuck his new one. But, I guess while we're on the topic, let's talk Clash of the Castle, because we are going to talk the other event from the weekend a little later on. Did all three of us watch Clash of the Castle?
Yeah, I watched it.
I know I did.
Bits and pieces.
Okay, but you know what happened, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So Clash of Castle, the first pay-per-view event to take place from the UK since 2002, and the first major pay-per-view to take place that aired worldwide since 1992. It featured 7 matches, including the pre-show. I'm not going to talk about the pre-show because I didn't watch it, but Madcap Moss and the Street Profits defeated Austin Theory and Alpha Academy. It's nice people say Austin Theory and Matt Riddle. Opening match, Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky defeated the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka in a banger 6-woman tag. That basically sets up Bayley as Bianca Belair's next opponent. Any thoughts on that opener there?
I thought it was great, honestly. I thought it started a little slow. I thought it was kind of sloppy in the very, very beginning. But I thought the way that Bayley and Io and Dakota, I think the way that they were just like fooling Asuka and Bianca and Bliss, the fact that you feel like they outsmarted them every time. That was something that trio needed. I think that that really, one, it builds heat, obviously, to that heel stable. But I think it also, with Bayley on the team, it obviously makes them legit automatically. But I think it made them collectively a legit powerhouse in the women's division, just not even off of Bayley's name, but just how they work together. And I think that was the perfect spot to have them win, because if it was just Bayley and Bianca one-on-one, you got to have Bianca win. And it automatically just already pushes that team down like, oh shit. But if you have Bayley win now with her group, then you build up Bayley versus Bianca, and then now you could have Bianca win and it makes sense. So it's just like little shit like that. Like that is Triple H. Like that, like shit like that. Little details like that. It's just Triple H's fingerprints all over it.
So, any thoughts?
Just happy to see Bayley back, bringing Dakota Kai and Io Sky with her. Killer of a team.
Agreed. Next up, and what I think was the match of the weekend, Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser and the returning Giovanni Vinci, the former member of Imperium, rejoining them. Of course, the former Fabian Eichner. He defeated Sheamus, who was accompanied by Ridge Holland and Butch, for the Intercontinental title. This was a fucking hard-hitting hoss fight, and it is everything I needed to see out of these two. And I have a newfound respect for Sheamus after this match.
100%.
Sheamus can fucking go with the best of them.
Yes, he can.
I think Sheamus doesn't get enough fucking props for what he does and his longevity in this business.
I think he's on that level with the Miz, where like they had those championship runs. They could be mid-tier whenever they want. They could be main event whenever they want. You know, sometimes they get stuck in the mid card for too long, and I think that's what's happened to Sheamus. But and you mentioned this before, where Triple H is starting to push the U.S. and the Intercontinental belt a little bit more. I think adding legitimate title holders will help. I think, you know, a nice dominant run from Gunther might help. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, they're killing it. I think it's Theory's still the U.S. champion, right?
It's Lashley. Theory's been lost that for a while.
Oh yeah, he lost it to Lashley. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, even a guy like Bobby Lashley being U.S. champion, like that works.
The U.S. title picture right now is Bobby Lashley, The Miz, and AJ Styles and Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, wonders. Exactly.
Like, that's a fire division right there.
But that's what the unless you're building someone, so like Intercontinental title on Gunther makes sense. Like, unless you're building somebody, it should be these main eventers that have nothing else to do. Like, that's how you make those belts legitimate, because legitimate people have them. They always say the person makes the belt. The belt doesn't make the person. And they're just putting the belts on random-ass people for years.
Yep. I love Imperium being back as a full group.
Love that.
I don't like that they don't have their fucking theme song, but I do kind of like Gunther's new theme song. It kind of gives off, like, Roman Reigns' theme song, where it's, like, kind of like movie scene vibes, like the big boss coming out.
Yeah.
I liked it, but the Imperium coming out to the old Symphony No. 6 is always much better.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just, I hear that song and I'm like, fuck, somebody's about to get murdered by Walter. So now, any thoughts?
Yeah. Just happy to see Imperium. Badasses.
I thought you would be a big fan of Giovanni Vinci, because he runs he's not like an Italian mobster gimmick, but like an NXT 2.0, he was running like the Italian model gimmick.
Yeah, an actual Italian.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like a Jersey Shore type gimmick, a little bit, but more classy. Next up, SmackDown Women's title, Liv Morgan defeated Shayna Baszler. This was kind of just was what it was.
Yep, it was, yeah.
It sucks. Everybody wanted Liv Morgan to be champion, and what's happening is exactly what we called back in January when she was feuding with Becky Lynch. If she wins the title, everyone will be hyped for a little bit, and then nobody will care. I don't think anybody. I mean, okay. I think like teenage girls are probably Liv Morgan's biggest fan base.
Yes.
And I get why she's champion, because it's bringing in that demographic. But, and also, I mean, I guess, like, according to logistics, Liv Morgan's, like, autograph signings have been, like, the second most attended out of everybody in WWE.
She's
This
very
year.
likable. I'm not gonna say she isn't. She's a very good babyface.
Yeah.
Uh,
It just her title reign is so boring, and then the SummerSlam finish kind of ruined it even more because of a very heelish finish for Liv, but then she didn't turn heel. Ronda did, and then Ronda turned heel for like a week, but like her getting arrested turned her face with the fans. I don't know, but it's nice to see Shayna Baszler being a badass again.
Yeah. I mean, she's a Triple H baby.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I imagine she's gonna get a push.
Speaking of Triple H babies, Edge and Rey Mysterio defeated the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Edge came out and 40,000 people were in unison singing Metalingus. This needs to happen at WrestleMania, or I will be very sad.
I love what's happening in wrestling culture when it comes to the fucking theme songs, guys. And we'll get to it, but and we'll talk about it more in depth. But Seth Rollins, man, them fans were crazy, bro.
They got even more hype when they came out with the Elton John costume. But Edge and Rey beat Finn and Damian Priest. The real story of this match comes after the match where Dominic Mysterio punched Edge in the face, and then Rey was like, "What are you doing, son?"
I think he kicked him in the dick, actually.
Yeah, he kicked Edge in the dick, and then
Hell
Rey's
yeah.
like, "What are you doing, son?" And Dominic pushed him, and then Dominic just bitch slapped. And Rey's like,
Dominic's
"Oh,
like, I'm your puppy.
no, my Dominic, go." On Raw, Dominic joined the Judgment Day, and he literally, him and Rhea Ripley looks like a spitting image of Eddie Guerrero in China. He came out, Rhea Ripley introduced him, and Rhea Ripley goes, "See, I told you all, Poppy gets what Poppy wants."
Tough.
God damn.
Yeah, Rhea's been calling herself Poppy.
Yeah, no, I think I talked to you about this when we were at the bar. Like, they're building Rhea Ripley like they built China, and it's so wonderful.
Yep.
Like, I didn't even know where Rhea's fit was. I know she's talented. We all do. I just didn't know, like, who she was on the main roster.
Mhm.
And I'm happy, like, she finally found, like, an avenue. Hopefully she kind of stays in this heelish vibe, but...
While I'm not a big fan of his in-ring work, I'm a big fan of Dominic Mysterio basically playing heel 05 Eddie Guerrero right now. Which works even more because of the jokes that Eddie Guerrero is his dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean he came out with like the Eddie Guerrero fucking the haircut and everything, and he just fucking slaughtered his dad on the mic and fucking
I'm sure that's exactly who he's channeling right now, though.
oh absolutely no doubt, especially when Rhea's calling herself Poppy. And she wore a "I'm Your Poppy" shirt a few weeks ago on Raw.
I need
when they
one
were
of those.
attributing him. But yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm sick of the Judgment Day feuding with Edge and Rey, though. I think Edge should move on at least, if not
100%.
I mean, I get they're going to run Rey and Dominic, and I'm sure they're going to find a way to edge that out until WrestleMania. Yeah, pun intended.
Yeah.
I don't know where Edge goes from here, man, because I don't know.
Not Roman.
I don't know. Maybe Edge McIntyre. Maybe fucking.
That'd work.
I just don't know who I see Edge facing anymore on this roster.
He already faced Seth.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm at a loss. I don't know what Edge does next.
I don't know where Edge goes from here.
Does Randy Orton come back heel? I don't know. Like
I don't want to see that again.
I just don't know. I'm just trying to think of stuff. I don't know. Does Bray Wyatt come back and fuck him up? Like
I don't know.
Maybe he makes like a Judgment Day pun and he's like, "Fuck you, Edge. I'm the Judgment Day."
I'm the fuck. Yeah, say it in Bray Wyatt's voice though. He goes back as like regular Bray Wyatt. Hey, Edge, I'm the Bray Wyatt, eater of the worlds, man. I just wanted to say fuck you, man. 'Cause I'm the Judgment Day. Edge, I'm here.
Can he bring that back at least?
Honestly, I kind of want him to bring that back, honestly. But the Fiend would be fine too, obviously. Yeah, I don't fucking know where Edge goes from here, man.
And maybe that's also why he's saying like, yeah, next time around in Toronto, I'm out. maybe he senses it too. He doesn't know
I
where
mean,
he fits.
we've never got Edge and Finn Balor 1-on-1, so maybe that's something they go next. Maybe not Mania, but that's something they go to next. But after the Judgment Day, I just don't see where Edge fits in. Maybe Riddle.
I just don't think they should have ever kicked him out. Personally,
Yeah,
I think that's what. And we talked about this at the time when I was like, "Yo, I'm hyped for this." Like, I think it was time for him to be heel, and it was like you were heel for a month, two. Like,
speaking of Judgment Day-esque characters, by the way, I just had a thought. Malachi Black's been requested been released from AEW.
oh, he'll definitely come. He'll definitely be back.
yesterday.
He'll definitely be back.
He
That's a Triple H baby.
So the way they're doing the release, it's I forgot the word for it, but it's a type of release where he can't wrestle elsewhere. He's basically released, but AEW is still paying him for an allotted amount of time. The rumor is it's between 90 days and 3 months. So it's basically like WWE's no compete clause, but because he said the reason he's leaving is because he's having mental problems, they're still keeping him on the payroll to pay him. So in theory, he could still come back to AEW, but also it came out that the first time he asked for his request like 2 weeks ago, it was because he didn't like where creative was going with his character, and he wanted to leave the company. And the mental health thing came out this week, which I mean, he's also taken himself off of indie shows that he's working this week, so the mental health thing could and probably is very true. But also, it came out that a lot of the mental health thing has to do with him not being able to be around his wife, Zelina Vega, often, because Zelina is on the road with WWE. So who knows? Maybe we'll see Malachi Black back in WWE as Alistair. I just don't think him going to WWE is the right fit for him, because if what he's looking for is a push, I'm sure he'll get like a push to face like Roman once. But as long as the landscape of WWE is what it is right now, if he's looking to be a world champion, that's not going to happen in WWE. He'll be a solid hand for the Intercontinental U.S. title picture, but he'll just be another person for Roman Reigns to beat on his way to Dwayne or Cody. Next match, Sinai, do you have any thoughts about Dominic, Rhea, or this match?
No.
Next up, Seth freaking Rollins defeated Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle had some sweet Patrick Star themed gear. Seth Rollins had some sweet Elton John themed gear. This is good. It felt like they were saving a bit for another match, which I'm assuming they're going to have a blood match at Extreme Rules or something. The best part of this feud was the interview segment they had the week prior on Raw, where they had a face-to-face interview. And when they came back from commercial, it went to when they were leaving. And Seth goes, Matt, you still there? You still there, Riddle? Yeah. Talk about your family. Yeah, your family and your kids don't want you no more. Be a little bitch ass. Riddle's like, what? He's like, yeah, you heard me, bitch. He's like, fuck, where the fuck are you, Seth? Where the fuck are you? He's like, you can't get me, bitch. Come try me. Well, that was a good segment.
That was one of their best backstage things they've done in years. I think.
I felt that when Seth said, yeah, your wife and your kids don't want your bitch ass no more. He was like, what? He was like, yeah, you heard me, bitch.
And they said it like, that's just like great acting, because like he said it in such a way where I was like, damn, like he said it like he really is such a fucking asshole. Like he like he had no
also,
regard.
Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle have real life heat, so
that I felt it.
They have real life heat.
I felt all of that heat.
Seth Rollins has straight up said that he appreciates Matt Riddle the worker, but he hates Matt Riddle the person.
At least he could separate the two.
Yeah, you kind of have to in that business.
Yeah.
Match is good though. They're definitely having a rematch at Extreme Rules in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it was a good match. They pulled out a lot of crazy moves. Main event, and probably there are two matches on this weekend that I would have called an audible and had the other person win. This was the first of the two. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Man, I just thought that it was time for Drew to just beat Roman. Even if Roman got the belt back for before Mania, just give somebody the world title so they can constantly be on TV and defend it, or find a way to get one of the belts off of Roman.
That's what they should have did. Strip him,
this
pick one off him.
this was a good match. It was 30 minutes, and it was very good. And this would have been a perfect pay-per-view until the ending of the show. England wanted Drew to win. Everybody at home seemed to want Drew to win. Austin Theory comes down to cash in Money in the Bank. Tyson Fury knocks him out before he can do it. Drew hits the Claymore kick on Roman Reigns. 1, 2, and then a hooded man pulls the referee out of the ring. The hooded man is NXT 2.0's Solo Sikoa, which is one of Roman Reigns' cousins. He is the brother of Jimmy and Jay the Usos, another son of Rikishi. And yeah, Roman wins. And then to make things worse for Drew McIntyre, when the feed was supposed to be cut, somebody forgot to cut the feed, and they aired a live segment where Drew McIntyre all of a sudden was feeling better, and him and Tyson Fury were singing songs in the ring together. And that's how the show went off air. Yeah, man. They're definitely getting to either Cody or The Rock facing Roman, because it's at the point where it's like, who in the hell is going to beat Roman Reigns? If Drew McIntyre couldn't do it here a couple of days after Roman Reigns passed 2 years officially as champion, who's going to beat this man? But I'll say, for the first time in a while, this felt like a big match. Going into it, it felt like it had a lot of anticipation. Felt like it had a lot of build-up. But yeah, I don't know. I think the wrong person won. I don't know about you guys, but I think Drew McIntyre should have won this match.
Oh, yeah.
I think, like you said, the stage was set for him. You're in England. He got a huge pop. It seemed like that.
Broken dreams.
Broken dreams, man.
And then, yeah, I think what happened is what we expected. You know what I mean?
I really thought Drew was going to win it, man. I think I expected Drew to win in this one, but I'm not surprised Roman won. But yeah, it was a deflating ending to a great pay-per-view. I'd say Clash of the Castle was a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great show. Yeah, 8.59 for sure.
Moving on to other shows from the weekend. AEW had their WrestleMania. AEW All Out 2022 is the epitome. It is the epitome of what happens when you overbook a show and you make it too long. And there's a few good matches, but there's a lot of fucking time on the show, and maybe a couple too many matches on the show. But it's also going to forever go down in infamy. Infamy.
Infamy.
There you go.
Very.
It's going to forever go down in that because of what happened after the show. At the AEW All Out Media Scrum. So I guess I'll run down the results real quick. I don't know if you guys watch. I know Sinai watched the show. I don't know what Josiah did, but I'll just run down the
No, I
results.
didn't watch the
If you guys
show.
want to give a few thoughts, you can. It was a hefty 15-match show.
Whew.
Featuring the Jericho Appreciation Society, Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello, retaining their AAA World Mixed Tag Team titles against Ortiz and Ruby Soho. Hook defeated Angelo Parker to retain the FTW champion. After the match, he was saved from a beatdown by Action Bronson. And actually, on the show that me and most of Lisa Knight are going to be at Grand Slam, it's been announced that Angelo Parker and Matt Menard are facing Hook and Action Bronson in a tag team match.
What?
Yeah, Action Bronson challenged them to a match on Dynamite, and they accepted.
Yeah,
So at Grand
Queens.
Slam, the rapper Action Bronson is wrestling.
Oh, fuck.
Pac defeated Kip Sabian to retain the All-Atlantic Championship. Eddie Kingston defeated Tomohiro Ishii. The Joker defeated Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Penta El Zero Miedo, Rey Fenix, Rush, Andrade El Idolo, and Dante Martin in the Casino Ladder match. We'll find out who the Joker is later. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks defeated Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order to win the first ever World Trios Championships, just to be stripped of them 2 days later.
Yep.
Jade Cargill defeated Athena to retain the TBS title. Wardlow and FTR defeated Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Ricky Starks. Swerve in Our Glory defeated the Acclaimed to retain the tag titles in
Fire match.
another match that I think there should have been an audible call. The Acclaimed should have won. Chicago was deflated after this match. Everything was set for the Acclaimed to win, and I think they fucked up big by not having the Acclaimed win, because until the main event, the crowd could not give a singular fuck about this show anymore after the Acclaimed lost. But it looks like they're making up for it, as it has been announced that Swerve in Our Glory are defending their tag team titles against the Acclaimed at Grand Slam in New York. Getting a shit ton of matches. Tony Storm defeated Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, JB Hayter, and Hikaru Shida to win the interim women's champion. Christian Cage defeated Jungle Boy Jack Perry in 20 seconds after Luchasaurus beat the shit out of him. Chris Jericho defeated Bryan Danielson. Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro defeated the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews in what is likely Malachi Black's final AEW match. And in the main event of the evening, CM Punk defeated Jon Moxley to become the new AEW World Champion for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
AEW All Out came to an end, and the media scrum happened afterwards, and I am so happy I caught this live, because this will forever go down as one of the most infamous moments in AEW and wrestling history. The media scrum begins with CM Punk answering a question about Scott Colton, aka Colt Cabana. Somebody in the crowd asked if the reason Colt Cabana has been removed from the AEW roster is because of CM Punk, and Punk proceeded to say, "Are you friends of Scott Colton? Because if you are, shut the fuck up and stop asking any questions. Otherwise, I'll answer your question. No, I had nothing to do with that." He proceeds to then go in about Scott Colton suing CM Punk a few years back. He says that they were friends 10 years ago. He wanted nothing to do with him more than 10 years ago. When Colton sued Punk, Punk had offered a mediation, had offered to talk to him, but Colton said no. He then exposed that Scott Colton shares a bank account with his mother. He said he said him and his mom share a bank account. That should tell you what kind of human being he is. He also proceeded to say, "There are two people in this world who have made the most money off of the name CM Punk, and no, Tony, you are not one of them. It's Vince McMahon and Scott Colton." He then, let me pull up the transcript here just so I could have everything here.
All this while just chowing down on a muffin.
Yeah, I'll eat a muffin.
Yeah.
Okay, so where is it? Punk then went after Adam Page and the Elite. He said, "What did I ever do in this world to get to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I ever do? I didn't do a goddamn thing." The press then say they mentioned a comment about going into business. They're talking about when Hangman Page said on TV, "You talk a big game about workers' rights, but you've shown the exact opposite when you came here." Punk is said to have interpreted that line as reference to his blackballing Colt Cabana, which he has denied. Punk then continues by saying, "There's people who call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. This shit is none of their business. I understand sticking up for your friends. I fucking get it. I stuck up for that guy Colton more than anybody. I paid his bills until I didn't, and it was my decision not to. When somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first $1 million house that his company has ever drawn off of my back and goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to this industry. It's a disgrace to this company. Now we're far beyond apologies. I gave him a fucking chance. It did not get handled, and you saw what I had to do, which is very regrettable, lowering myself to his fucking level, but that's what we're at now." It's unclear what Punk meant by jeopardizing the first $1 million house. There were rumors of Punk being so mad at the Page comment that he threatened to walk out and quit the company, although the veracity of rumors is sort of what this whole thing's about, as Punk then blamed the Young Bucks for leaking those rumors. Punk responded after he returned from injury by cutting an unplanned promo challenging Page to a rematch, and when Page didn't come out, Punk said, "That's not cowboy shit, that's coward shit." At that point, there were no plans for a Punk versus Page match, and no plans on the show for Page to even appear. And it reportedly embarrassed Page and made him look bad that Punk extended an open challenge that Page couldn't answer. Punk then attacked Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, saying, "Now it's 2022. I haven't been friends with Colton since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs, if they couldn't fucking manage a target if they tried, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into the media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with that. I want nothing to do with him. I do not care where he works or where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. The fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. The mention of EVPs refers to the Bucks and Kenny Omega, whom he seems to blame for spreading his rumors. There are also rumblings about the impetus for Cody Rhodes' departure to WWE, which was at least partially caused by anger about Punk being slotted above him. Afterwards is where things get a little bit... So this is all happening while Tony Khan is looking like a scared little boy next to him. Tony, you are the owner of the company. Grow a pair of balls, put your dick on the table, and tell Punk to shut the fuck up. You're the boss. Have faith in your EVPs who helped to form this company, for one. I'm not saying they were right in anything, but at least tell Punk, hey, this is not the time or place for this. This is a press conference trying to talk about the great pay-per-view we just had, and you're making this about you. So, afterwards, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega went to knock on CM Punk's door. This is all hearsay, obviously. But they went to go knock on Punk's door. As Punk said, if you have a problem with him, go see him. So they went to go talk to Punk, and Punk immediately threw a punch at Nick Jackson the minute the door was open. I guess they knocked on the door. He wouldn't answer, so they kicked it down. In Punk's locker room was CM Punk, Ace Steel's wife, and Punk's dog, Larry. Punk and the Bucks got into a scuffle, to which then Kenny Omega came in the room to try and get Larry the dog out to safety. This is when Ace Steel pulled Kenny Omega's hair and then bit him. And yeah, everything just kind of fell apart.
Oh, yeah.
So
wrestling's back.
Fast forward to Tuesday morning. AEW has suspended Ace Steel, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega, and CM Punk, along with Pat Buck, Christopher Daniels, Brandon Cutler, and Michael Nakazawa for their involvement in a brawl backstage after Punk's press conference. CM Punk has also been stripped of the AEW World Championship, and it has been vacated and will be determined a new champion in a tournament beginning on Dynamite and ending at Grand Slam. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks have also been stripped of the AEW Trios titles, and that title will be determined in a match tonight between the Death Trio, Death Triangle, and Best Friends. And now it is coming out that CM Punk also tore his tricep and broke his tibia at All Out. So no matter what happens to Punk, Punk is out for 8 to 12 months. But the word is that CM Punk and Ace Steel are looking to sue AEW, and many people backstage, including those close to Tony Khan and the Elite, do not think we'll ever see CM Punk on AEW television again. All of this overshadowing the fact that at the end of All Out, we saw the return of one Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who was the Joker who won the Casino Battle Royal, and at the end of the show challenged CM Punk. Obviously, things changed here on. But CM Punk, the Bucks, and Kenny Omega were also removed from the Dynamite opening video. Word is that Kenny and the Bucks will be suspended for a minimum of 3 months, and CM Punk is going to be suspended for a while. And like I said, they are planning around the idea that CM Punk will not be back.
Damn.
Yeah.
WWE's looking real good right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about what we just talked about for the last 45 minutes. As we all know, CM Punk and WWE have a terribly rocky history at the end. And I don't know, like, now CM Punk's the common denominator, bro. Like, I don't know. It's not a good look for CM Punk at all, man. Even if he is 100% right in everything he claims, it's just not a good look. It's just not. Now you're in two companies doing shit like this, bro.
I should also note that at the media scrum, Chris Jericho came out later and broke character. And he said he was very professional. He didn't mention Punk by name. He said that the guys in the AEW locker room need to step it up and they need to start acting like professionals and acting like they are part of something special. He said they have no idea how special AEW is, and they need to stop taking it for granted. He said Vince McMahon would never let any of this shit happen. He said in WWE, if this shit happens, you're gone, pal. And guys in that locker room need to understand that they can't go out there and do shit like Punk. They can't go out on TV and just randomly say pussy without permission. Called out Jungle Boy. You can't go out and do all these things and get yourself in trouble just to make a name for yourself. He said there's a certain extent where you can, but at the same time, you can't just pull shit like CM Punk pulled on that night. And before Dynamite on Tuesday, there was a meeting, a talent meeting led by Jericho, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley, of course, all former WWE champions, basically explaining to the talent that they need to all, even if they're not in that position, you need to carry yourself like you represent the company and like you're the world champion. And I applaud Chris Jericho for that because I've been very critical of Chris Jericho the past couple years. I think Chris Jericho is one of the best pro wrestlers of all time, but I think it's past his time when it comes to him being on TV now. But in terms of shit like that, like Jericho is the type of guy you need to have in your company so you can like control shit like that.
Well, that's the whole point of him being a part of this from the jump, though, because they knew they weren't going to do anything without a guy like him. And then obviously it turned into having a guy like Moxley, having a guy like Bryan Danielson, who have been there, done that, all of them. Dean Ambrose / Jon Moxley was part of one of the greatest factions we'll ever see. Chris Jericho is over 10-time Intercontinental Champion, first undisputed champion ever.
9-time world champion between WWE and AEW.
And it's like, bro, like these dudes have been a part of something way bigger than AEW, and they know what it takes. And if you gotta, and we talked about this a little bit off show, but it's real 2000s WCW vibes right now, and Tony Khan needs to get a fucking handle on it. He seems like the type of guy, and not even seems, because we've seen this actually play out. He's like the Mike Tomlin of AEW. Like, he just lets his players do whatever, and the bad behavior got a slap on the wrist before until now. What do you do?
Yeah.
You get to the most extreme. Now, what do? What did the Steelers do? They cut Antonio Brown. They let Le'Veon Bell walk. What the fuck is Tony Khan about to do?
Well, I will commend him for at least starting with the suspensions.
Yes. Yeah, you don't just fire Kenny Omega, the young, and just
CM Punk, yeah.
Yeah, you don't just fire them. And me personally, if they fire CM Punk, I think that's a big mistake.
I don't think they're gonna fire CM Punk, but I think CM Punk will quit.
Yeah, if he quits, whatever. But if they fire him, I get that they're trying to send a message, but that's not good for business.
Here's my thing. If you're Tony Khan, you do everything you can to get this completely out of the question right now. Mediation happen down the line, and turn it into a storyline and make some money off of it.
That's what I'm saying. Because give me fucking CM Punk Omega. I'll see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give me fucking Young Bucks and give CM Punk a tag team partner, whoever it is. Fuck it. But like you said, make money off of it. WWE does that shit all the time.
Yep.
Real quick, Matt Hardy and Lita Edge, like shit, like we've seen it work. Just do it.
Real quick, running down Dynamite that happened 3 nights later. We started the show with Tony Khan announcing that the trios and world titles are being held up for vacancy. The trios titles will be determined tonight, and the world title will be crowned in a tournament ending in 2 weeks at Grand Slam in Arthur Ashe Stadium on September 21st. Your brackets see Chris Jericho in a bye, Heyman Page versus Bryan Danielson, Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin, and Jon Moxley in a bye. After that, Maxwell Jacob Friedman comes out. We're in Buffalo, and he comes out in a Buffalo Bills Josh Allen jersey to hype up the crowd. The crowd is very happy to see him. He asks how happy they are to see him, and says, yeah, he meant most of what he said last time on Dynamite. He apologizes to the fans for calling them stupid marks. And yes, that honey in the front row can hit him up after the show. The world title has been vacated, so the tournament of champions is coming to crown a new champion. There's one person who deserves to be champion, but he is willing to work smarter, not harder. What we need right now is a leader. And He says we need a leader whose name starts with M, and he's able to lead all people through the ocean. And no, I'm not talking about Moses. He says, because I am MJF and I'm better than Moses, and he knows it. Cue John Moxley to his entire entrance for no fucking reason. He gets to the ring and he says, MJF, you're full of it. MJF then turns on the crowd. He says, shut the fuck up, I'm talking. And Tony Schiavone says, well, the devil's back. Hold on 1 second. I lost my page. There we go. So afterwards, MJF says, all you need is shut up, and Josh Allen sucks. And he takes the jersey off and wipes his ass with it. He says, John Moxley, I am going to become AEW champion, because not that I want to be champion for these fans, because it's a bargaining chip for the great signing war of MJF in 2024. And maybe I'll hold the title until then, and I'll take it to a real company. And I'm not talking about the one ran by Tony Khan. I'm talking about the one ran by a better Khan, my guy, jolly old Saint Nick. And he says, like my favorite wrestler, the roller coaster himself, Cody Rhodes, I will go to the WWE because, like my other favorite wrestler, the game has always said that is best for business. This is all things he said on TV, by the way. Moxley says, you need to get out of my ring right now, but MJF takes his shirt off. After that, he leaves anyways. Moxley says, your music sucks. And then Moxley grabs the mic and he cuts a super passionate promo. He says, I'm embarrassed for everything that's happened in this company the last 3 days. I'm embarrassed about people big leaguing their way through this company, and I'm embarrassed the most about losing to some piece of shit and losing the AEW world title. They never said CM Punk by name on TV, by the way, or Kenny or the Bucks. They just kept calling him like piece of shit or the old champion, or MJF told Moxley, hey, the last time I saw you, you were getting put to sleep.
Fine.
Anyways, Moxley says that he wants the title back, and it's time for someone to take the shot. He said star players are the ones that you give the ball to at the end of the game, and I want to take that goddamn shot because I'm the star player of this company. I'm the only two-time AEW World Champion, and I'm the one that's going to lead this company into a new era, a new generation, and show you why John Moxley is one of the best goddamn wrestlers in the world. He says Bryan Danielson is more of a man and wrestler than he'll ever be. Chris Jericho, one of the greatest of all time. Hangman Page, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara are younger, faster, and slicker than he is, but that's not going to stop John motherfucking Moxley from becoming AEW World Champion for a third time. He says he's taking the shot because he needs to be the best, and he needs to show the world that John Moxley is a legend. And he drops the mic and says he'll see us at Grand Slam.
Hell yeah.
Death Triangle beat Best Friends to become the new Trios champions. Kind of weird that Pac has 2 championship belts, considering he's so inconsistent with being in the United States. Interesting. Good match, though. It was fun. Great action on this one. They're continuing a whole thing where Andrade El Idolo is trying to hire Ten and Evil Uno from the Dark Order. Jamie Hayter is pissed off at Britt Baker. Tony Storm squashes Penelope Ford. Matt Menard and Angelo Parker accept the challenge from Action Bronson for Grand Slam. The claim come out, but Strickland cuts them off before Max Caster can do any rap, which is a shame because I really wanted to hear what he would say about this weekend. Billy Gunn cuts them off and says, this isn't Swerve's house anymore. This is Daddy Ass's house. Anthony Bowen says the rematch is on in 2 weeks in New York City, and they're taking home the gold because everyone loves the Acclaimed. Scissor me, Daddy Ass.
Yeah.
Cut to Chris Jericho, who says, I found the fountain of youth, and I drank it in, man. He said after beating Bryan Danielson, he is the greatest wrestler in history. He says AEW is his company and championship, and no one has taken that away from him ever.
Hell yeah.
As for Friday, Sammy Guevara is going to whoop Darby Allin's ass. And tonight, Daniel Garcia is winning the Ring of Honor Pure title. Sammy didn't hear him because he was admiring his abs. Jericho's abs. Wardlow squashes Tony Nese in a TNT title match. After the match, Josh Alexander. Sorry, not Josh Alexander. I'm
in EWR, bro.
I'm on the wrong thing. Josh Woods comes out. After the match, Wardlow tries to powerbomb Smart Mark, but Josh Woods makes a save. Wardlow says he's tired of hearing that AEW is misusing him, and he says this is still Wardlow's world. We get a video on Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara, which will be their fourth match all time in AEW together. And then we get Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Page. Bryan Danielson picks up the win in a very good match between these two. I kind of assumed Hangman would, because I knew he wouldn't get punished for what was going on Sunday, but I knew he would get punished for kind of starting it with CM Punk. So I kind of expected him to lose here. My guess is we're probably going to see Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley at Grand Slam in a battle of Blackpool Combat Club teammates. My guess is also we're going to be seeing Jon Moxley, the 3-time champion, is my prediction here. It also doesn't help that the Full Gear poster got leaked and it has Jon Moxley and MJF on it. I will be so down for Bryan Danielson, though.
Same.
I'd much rather want to see Bryan Danielson as a champ at this point.
Little spoiler alert for people who are in the stream that may not want to hear a spoiler for this Friday's Rampage. If you guys don't want to hear, you can mute your mics as well. But I don't care. I don't know if you guys really care enough.
I don't care at all.
So, do you care?
Nah.
Darby Allin's out of the tournament. Sammy Guevara wins. So round 2 on Dynamite next week will be Sammy Guevara versus Jon Moxley in a rematch between Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson. Which there's no way they let Jericho beat Danielson twice in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I'm guessing Bryan Danielson at Grand Slam, which I'm so hyped that I'm going to be able to see live if that happens. Jungle Boy is ready to take out Christian Cage. He says, as for Luchasaurus, it's appropriate that Luchasaurus carried him to the ring for so many years because Jungle Boy carried his entire career on his back, and at All Out, it felt like an anchor was taken off of him, and he's never been happier. Stokely Hathaway comes out to cut a promo, but a production guy says that he's out of time. He grabs the production guy by the throat and demands respect and then hits him. Claudio Castagnoli announces that he's going to be defending the Ring of Honor World title on Rampage against Dax Harwood. And then main event time, Ring of Honor Pure title, Wheeler Yuta defending against Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia gets his theme song played out by Griselda. They were in his hometown of Buffalo, so they played him out with what member of Griselda was it that was doing the main shit? I'm sorry. I'm gonna be pissed if I don't remember this. West Side Gun wrapped him out to the ring, but Conway the Machine was there with him. Daniel Garcia wins. Of course, Jericho Appreciation Society were not at ringside because Jericho said since Garcia didn't come out to celebrate at All Out, they wouldn't be there to help him win against Wheeler Yuta, but Garcia wins anyways. After the match, Danielson comes out. Yuta pushes Danielson out of the way, but then adheres to the code of honor with Garcia and shakes his hand. Bryan Danielson then puts the belt around Daniel Garcia's waist and raises his hand. Chris Jericho comes out looking aghast at what just happened as Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia stare down at Chris Jericho. And that was the end of Dynamite, which honestly, Dynamite was better than All Out in my opinion. Good show. And it's crazy how losing 4 of your top guys, the roster's so bloated that it didn't even feel like they missed a beat.
Hell yeah.
Like fucking, you lose Kenny Omega, the Bucks, and CM Punk, and your roster is still like that stacked. It's crazy.
Still have Danielson, Mox, all these other guys.
Jericho, crazy. But my guess is if I had to drop a prediction and I had to like live and die by the sword of that prediction, I'm gonna go ahead and say Jon Moxley beats Bryan Danielson in the finals of the World Title Tournament at Grand Slam. And then he loses the title to MJF at Full Gear. But they also just announced the Go Home Dynamite and Rampage for Full Gear is in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Damn. Fuck. God damn it. These motherfuckers are teasing me, bro.
I I mean, the good thing is you can probably make that Rampage in Mohegan. That's a Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wednesday before Full Gear will be a Dynamite and Rampage taping from Bridgeport.
Fuck.
But yeah, any other thoughts on AEW real quick before we move on to the last topic?
No, I've said everything I gotta say about that situation.
Damn. Yeah. I like CM Punk, but fuck. You had to fuck this shit up, man.
He said, I like CM Punk, but fuck.
Well, it's time to talk some football. The NFL season started today. It's
Right
actually
now.
happening right now. Buffalo Bills are up 7-0.
Yep.
I think I saw, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, real quick, gonna give a little prediction here. Let's start with this. Who is your guys' night one front runner for this year's league MVP?
I think I gotta say, I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes, man. I think that narrative of like they don't have Tyreek Hill, like they're not gonna be as good. I think he's gonna shit all over that.
I'll be okay with that. He's my
Just telling
starting
you.
QB in fantasy. So now you go first. Who do you think will be the league MVP?
Mac Jones. It's my guy.
The local favorite, I see.
Yeah, baby.
I'm gonna go out and say, and I don't. Is when I say the name, you can tell me if he's playing this week or not. I don't think he has been cleared or not yet, but I think he's gonna try and have a redemption year. I think we're gonna see Joe Burrow win MVP.
Nah, I don't see that. I'm not even sure he's gonna win his division.
You don't think so?
The Ravens are gonna be really, really good.
I'll say it's gonna be Joe Burrow or Josh Allen.
I mean, Josh Allen is the Vegas pick, but it usually doesn't end up working like that. Usually, the guy that's favored early isn't the MVP winner, so we'll see.
Let's go by division real quick before we get to our playoff predictions. We'll start with the division that we all know very well. What do you think the order of the AFC East is going to be come end of the season? And then I'll tell you what CBS NFL has.
Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets.
So now I'd agree or disagree?
Switch the Dolphins and the Patriots.
I agree with Josiah, and so does CBS NFL. They have Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, and actually one journalist on here has Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots.
Yeah, I think you're idiotic if you think the Jets are going to be better than Patriots. I think you're utterly a foolish Jets fan.
What do you think about the AFC North?
Ravens, Bengals. What's the other team in that division? Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Cleveland. I think I'm gonna go Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Cleveland.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. CBS has a 50-50 split between Bengals and Ravens at 1 and 2. 3 have Bengals, 3 have Ravens. They then have the Steelers at 3 and the Browns at 4. AFC South.
AFC South, that's Titans, Colts. I'm not doing this in order. I'm just naming the teams in the division.
Yeah,
Titans, Colts, Jags.
Texans.
Titans, Colts. All right. I'm going to go Colts, Titans, Jags, Texans.
I'll agree with that.
same.
And so does CBS. One guy on there has the Jaguars finishing first, but one guy has Jaguars, Colts, Titans. They are unanimously with Texans in last. AFC West.
Ooh, this is challenging.
I'll go Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders.
I will flip Chargers and Broncos.
Yeah, we'll push the Broncos or Raiders a bit up.
CBS has Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
I think
So
me
same
and
as-
CBS have been the same the entire time.
We'll get to this later. NFC East. This is pretty unanimous.
Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. That's an easy one for me.
I agree.
All stinkers.
CBS has Eagles, Cowboys, and then it's a 50-50 split between the third and the fourth place for the Giants and the Commanders. NFC North.
NFC North. That's Green Bay, Minnesota. I'm going to go Green Bay, then Minnesota, then Detroit, then Chicago.
I agree.
Same.
And so does CBS. NFC South.
NFC South. Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons.
Yep.
That's your order?
Yep.
I'm going to flip Bucks and Saints. CBS has Saints, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons. So first time they don't agree with Josiah, they do agree with
I just don't think there's any way that Jameis Winston wins the division that Tom Brady's part of.
Fair. I like their defense. NFC West.
NFC West. Rams, Niners, Cardinals, Seahawks.
So does CBS. Okay. So I'll just jump right to it. Who do we think our conference championship games are in the AFC and NFC?
This is hard.
I want to say Chiefs, Bills.
I want to say Chiefs, Bills, but I don't at the same time. I'm gonna say. Oh man, this is hard. I didn't even think about this. I'm gonna go. Chargers, Chiefs.
Sinad?
I'm gonna stick with Chiefs, Bills.
Okay. NFC. I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna say Rams, Eagles.
I'm gonna say. Man, this is tough. I'm gonna go Rams.
I'm going Rams, Green Bay.
This is so tough. You know, I'll say a hot take. I'll go Rams, Minnesota.
Mhm.
Okay. So who's in our Super Bowl here and who wins? I'm gonna go and say for my two matchups, it's a Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl, and the Chiefs win.
I'm gonna go Rams, Chiefs, and the Chiefs win.
Rams, Bills. Bills win.
So I think you'd be surprised to hear what the CBS NFL staff has here. First of all, the Chiefs are not in any of their Super Bowls. Jason La Canfora has the Bills defeating the Rams in the Super Bowl. Pete Prisco has the Bills beating the Packers. Will Brinson has the Ravens beating the Eagles.
Yeah, I like the Ravens as a pick.
Ryan Wilson.
Actually, I'm gonna change my Chargers pick. I'm gonna go Ravens, Chiefs.
Okay. And then still Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
And then Chiefs still in the Super Bowl, yeah.
Ryan Wilson has the Chargers beating the Packers. John Breach has the Denver Broncos beating the Packers. And then Jared Dubin has the Bills beating the 49ers. Not a single team thinks that the Chiefs will be back, and not only one person thinks the Rams will be back in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I even kind of felt shaky about picking the Rams to go back to the Super Bowl, but their division's so weak.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. So something about me this. I have a good feeling about the Eagles this year, and it's not just because the rest of the division is shit.
I just think there's no way Jalen Hurts makes the second
That's fair.
and
Well, yeah, I think it's a pretty
game.
fair thing to say that. I mean, I think it's a fair prediction for me and you to both say the Chiefs are the one to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and a lot of the Eagles a lot of the Eagles top players are very young. Like not just like 27, 20. I'm talking like 23, 24, 25, like people that haven't been in the league that long, so a lot of young bucks on that team.
I hear you. I don't know. Someone's just telling me that soccer is going to happen this year. But I never know. Still week 1. Still day 1. I'm sure we'll have the same conversation again in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, when we actually see some football and we can have
Yes.
some actual educated prediction.
Yeah, so we have to do this so things can happen like last year where you said the Warriors were going to win the finals, and they did.
In 6 games, got the games right too.
Yep.
Got the wrong team though.
Should have said at night 1. Anyways, that's to do it for this week. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully we're back someday soon. We'll figure it out. I want to start doing more of these again. Get back on the grind. But yeah, you guys want to outro yourselves out?
You can follow me on Instagram. JOSYH_HOWARD. Same thing on Twitter, I think. I don't really use my Twitter though. You can follow me on Snapchat, JMH.26, all one word. If you want some D, I mean, you can head on over to Senshi D on Twitter.
Oh shit, been a while. Twitter at SCNCIID. Can't get any D on Twitch because I'm not there, but I will be back. I swear to God. One day I'll return, but I won't have my D with me, unfortunately.
Oh my God, that might have been the best one you've done. Oh my God, that was good.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to top that. I'm not even going to try to top that. You can follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at AC_Knowlton. I think it's just AC Knowlton. You can follow Heat Check on Instagram with the official Heat Check, official _ Heat Check. That's what _ is. Been a while. You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/the official Heat Check. Follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/the Heat Check. Follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Gonna start posting audios again. Probably will start with this one. And yeah, you can follow us at twitch.tv/COG streams. We're doing our final stream for about a month tomorrow night, and then we'll be returning with some big shit in October that I can't talk about yet, but it's gonna be popping. And Stein will be there too, and Josiah might be there too. But yeah, we got good stuff.
What you're talking about.
We got good stuff coming up. A lot of stuff coming up. Follow COG streams. That's our other baby. But also follow this. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll be definitely having more pods coming out soon. Hopefully some more projects. I know Josiah had been itching to bring back his other show, so hopefully we can get some of those popping out too. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thank y'all for tuning in. And remember to always and forever keep it tight. Pause.
Tight.
Pause.